a murder. Okay, there were 9 units here last night. I didn't get a picture of it because we were eating dinner with my sister. Look at this. Is this beautiful? Anyway, I heard a shotgun blast just right there down by that big tree, and I was back here and I went, "Oh, ow! Yeah, it's that hurt." And I thought that was weird. And well, it was out of the ordinary only because it we have a gun range down there, and we have people shooting down there all the time, and the neighbor is always down there shooting. So, that's not out of the norm, but one single gunshot blast was a little bizarre. So, and then 9 cops, 9 units. Now, mind you, we only have 1 cop that covers this whole entire area, except for we do have a sheriff unit that hangs around at the Estacada High School. And we have state police, and then Sandy police will come in and help. And I think that's what was down there was Sandy PD. And they said they arrested something Jason Wright. And I said, "Yeah, he lives right down there, doesn't he? Why didn't why didn't they just pick him up down there? Why'd they have to do this, get the, drone out and everything?" Okay, so there were 9 cops here last night for a good 2, 3 hours. They were down there investigating. They were investigating more. Why are they there now? There's more to the story. They said they arrested him, put him in jail, for stolen car. I think it was more than I think he was there was something. I'm gonna find out. But of course, I can't tell you. What's for dinner? Rabbit. Eee, rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. Bonnie rabbit. Bonnie, Bonnie. Bonnie, Bonnie. Look how beautiful it is. And my hi, famous Jade, famous artist. No, we don't have scanners. We can't get police radios in this area. They're encrypted. And my husband is a Motorola Systems. His whole life he was a Motorola Systems engineer. He designed and engineered all the 911 and ER radio systems around the Pacific Northwest, clear down to Texas and Springfield, Missouri, and stuff like that. And I still don't get a scanner. I know, that's crazy, huh? I want a scanner. I used to love to listen to the scanner. And that's how I went into law enforcement. When Larry and I were first together, uh, he had a police scanner, so I'd listen to the police scanner and I'd hear something and I'd, down the road and I'd get in my car and I'd go down there and, whoa, hey, blah, 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 blah. I'd be all excited about what was going on. And my husband said, "Well, you really like doing that so much. Why don't you uh, go into law enforcement?" So I went into academy. I graduated in '74, San Diego Sheriff's Academy. That was a lot of work, 600 hours worth of school and working on the weekends and driving school and shooting ranges and stuff. And I loved it. But I didn't like the stuff that I saw, the gore, the things you can never unsee. I was only 23, 24 years old. I weighed 120 pounds. I had a Bianca belt, gun belt with a break front. Want to see my gun? It had a break front clamshell holster, and my belt had to fit perfectly I mean, it had to fit to a T, because that's what held my gun. And I held it on my waist, and then it was a break front, and I would push down to get my gun out. I'll show you. Oh, my place is a mess. Um, I have failed spinal surgery, and I have 2 housekeepers. Can you believe it? I have a gap. My sister helps me 10 hours a week, and then I have another girl say 20 hours a week, and we can't really afford it, but I don't like a messy house, so this is all my junk. And I will show you. Ooh, I hate these damn hornets. Anyway, hold on a second. Is it gorgeous or what? Look at my filthy place. And my kitty. Want to see my kitty? Kitty, kitty, kitty. Do you get in trouble if you show your gun on YouTube? I don't think so. Other people do. And this is what I carried with me all the time. I even carried it into the grocery store in my purse and everything. I arrested somebody and a guy in a grocery store one time when he stole some liquor. I whipped my badge out and I said, "What you got in your?" He went to pay his purchase, 2 packs of gum. I says, "Aren't you going to pay for that whatever you put in your vest there?" Look at that, beautiful, beautiful. I love our view. We had an offer, 1 point something million dollars. See what I mean? We've got off all the time. But where would we go? We're too old, too sick, too clamshell, and your gun goes down in here like this. And the way you get it out is you push down, and then it releases. It's really hard for anybody to pull. So I got in an altercation with part of the reason why I quit. I got into it with a bunch of Hell's Angels, and the guy took my. See, this is Mr. Smith. He took my gun handle and he pulled up, tried to pull my gun out of my holster. Whoops. Nobody wants to see me. How'd that happen? Anyway, what? Who wants to see me? Anyway, this is Mr. Smith that I used. I graduated from academy with this, and I carried it in my purse. There's 6 rounds. 3 of them were for coyotes. It makes a pretty bad noise. I won't shoot it off here, because they're $1 a bullet. My husband gets mad if I waste money. Look at all these rabbits. Besides, I don't know if there's anybody walking down there. I just don't want to take a chance. Here, Bun Buns! Out of my... He tried to pull this right out of my holster. He was trying to get it out of my holster, which is impossible. He can't do it. But he picked me right up off the ground because I weighed 120 pounds then. What going to do with that gun? He was going to kill me. And we were right in front of a Hell's Angel pad. And I had taken a 5-cell D-cell flashlight and I hit the kid over the head, his son, right in front of the Hell's Angels pad. And I gave him a concussion, sent him to the hospital. But he was a kid because I knew whose car that was, whose truck that was. and I knew that kid was a bad kid. He was only 15 years old, and he had a cast on. But he started screaming for mama, and then daddy, and helped him out, and before you knew it, we had to call what's called 1199, backwards 911. That means officer needs help. We had the Astria, which is the sheriff's helicopter. We had San Diego, downtown PD, Escondido police, everybody from all around. It ended up being a big, huge 100-person fight. It was epic. And so I was on administrative leave because I'd put the kid in the hospital. I really hit my head. Ow! I'm sorry. But he was a bad kid. And, oh, man, look, it's cold. Anyway, um, the very, I think that was Friday, Thursday or Friday, so I was on admin leave, and then Monday morning, Flight 182 crashed. That's PSA with 250 souls on board. It was scattered over 10 people on the ground that were killed, but 250 souls on board were scattered around. There were seats that were just sitting there with torsos. That's all I'll say. And I didn't want to go down there, and they called me off to admin. They said, "Young, get down there." Oops, I doxed myself. I'll have to oh, you guys know who I am. Anyway, he told me I had to show up down at the crime scene and secure it and help recover body parts. And I just froze because a couple months earlier, I had a car seat belt. He hit the left side of his head on the frame of the truck. And so half of his head was missing, but he was still alive and combative. And I thought, oh dear God, it was horrible. It was terrifying. And he was very combative out of it because he was dying. And he died just right there in front of me. And I thought, I can't handle that. I just couldn't handle that. And then when I was writing papers, I'd be filling out my paperwork there in the substation. And right before I was done filling out the paperwork, the bad guys were getting let loose. I'm thinking, why even try? Why try? Anyway, what a beautiful sunset, huh? So there's more to that story, and I will find out what exactly happened because I know what I know. I know somebody. Anyway, I'm friends with one of the murder detectives. He plays the bagpipes. Hello, Crazy Eights. Thank you for stopping by, Jade, famous artist. Anyway, yep, that was uh, when I decided to hang in my badge, to turn in my badge and to, but I in law enforcement. I don't know if you call it a degree. Oh, I learned about snuffers, some crazy people out there, but I don't think they just picking that guy up for a stolen truck. They know where he lives. I told him he lives right by the Barton store. Anyway, so you like my pea shooter? Always assume a weapon is loaded. Always assume that. Always. Anyway, my 12-year-old cousin was killed with a that was empty. Yeah. Him and his friend, 12-year-old Jody and his friend were playing, and he says, "Hey, look what I found." "Oh, it's empty. Look." Boom. He shot Jody and killed him. Jody was a troubled kid. My mom had custody of him for a while. He set her house on fire. He just did everything. Can't have guns. Oh, they're in, oh. What do you guys do when you live out in the country and got cougars? We have bobcats and cougars that come around here. This There's no way. It's just too scary, and the gun laws are getting stringent here in Oregon. But I have permits, so I have a concealed carry because it's just too dangerous. There's no cops around here. What am I gonna do? Call the neighbor and ask him to come over and have a donut I got my gun. Hold on. Hold on. I wanted to tell you something. Just a second. Okay, bye-bye.